An off-duty police officer working security at a Cincinnati Kroger supermarket tasered an 11-year-old girl he suspected of shoplifting. Hey, you're watching What's Trending. I'm Jonathan Harris. Subscribe for more trending and social media news stories every day. According to multiple sources, Officer Kevin Brown was working an off-duty security detail at the Spring Grove Village Kroger when he approached a group of girls, one of whom he believed was putting food in her backpack. When Brown spoke to them, the girls ignored him and walked away, after which he stunned one of them with his taser. She was arrested on charges of theft and taken to Cincinnati Children's Hospital for evaluation, after which she was released into her mother's custody. But now people are wondering, shoplifting or no, why is someone tasing an 11-year-old girl?
That's sad. You know, she hungry, she's stealing.
She's not robbing a bank, she's not endangering anybody. She's a child, and what are they taking from the store? That's my whole point. Was it food? Was it candy?
To raise eyebrows even further, the Cincinnati PD actually has a pretty wide-open policy for using tasers on suspects.
Cincinnati police say the officer, who was working a detail, followed its use of force taser policy, and per the policy, officers should avoid using the taser on individuals under the age of 7 or over the age of 70.
Yeah, that's the actual language. Anyone between the age of 7 and 70 is fair game. And you know, the specific language that officers should avoid tasing anyone between 7 and 70, that's pretty good advice. I agree with that. I'd maybe say they should narrow it even further. Like, would anyone really be okay with a 7-year-old being tased? I'm trying to think of the worst 7-year-old I can think of. Like, even the problem child wasn't tased. If John Ritter had tased Michael Oliver in Problem Child, people would not be on board. Despite technically being on the right side of the policy, Officer Brown has been placed on restricted duty pending an investigation. A statement from Police Chief Elliot Isaac reads, "We are extremely concerned when force is used by one of our officers on a child of this age. As a result, we will be taking a very thorough review of our policies as it relates to using force on juveniles, as well as the propriety of the officer's actions." But the girl's mother, Donna Gowdy, says that's not good enough.
She didn't have nothing on her but a bag full of goodies. That right there, that was wrong. That was so wrong. And she was afraid, she was scared, her body's still hurting from that. She said at night when she go to sleep, she still feels shiver.
Gowdy showed Cincinnati's WCPO where the taser struck on her daughter's back. She told reporters, if you can't handle an 11-year-old girl, then you really need to get off the police force. And Gowdy isn't alone in her condemnation of the officer's actions. Cincinnati Vice Mayor Christopher Smitherman says, "We have a policy that says if you're 7, I can tase you with 50,000 volts. That, to me, doesn't match our brand." He favors changing the minimum age to stun a suspect to 12 years old, which still seems a little bit young to me. I mean, to me, someone should be tased if they're like a violent offender running away and the only way you can get to them is to tase them. But with policing in this country being what it is, I guess we should be grateful that he didn't just shoot her. That's like really dark to say, but honestly, I feel like this story could just as easily be security guard shoots little girl in the back, and then we would still have half of you in the comments being like, well, she shouldn't have been stealing a payday. It's hard for me to picture what happened here because all of the descriptions on all these articles we read, he was like, hey, what are you doing? And the girl's just ignoring him and walking away. They say walking away. They don't even say running away. He was like, hey, they're walking away, and then he's like, oh, tase. No one's really bringing up a racial element yet, though I'm pretty sure if you did a whole mass study about the police force's collective unconscious, you'd see they're a lot more likely to tase an 11-year-old black girl than an 11-year-old white girl. So what do you guys think? Should there be consequences for tasing an 11-year-old girl, or should the policy just be changed and he was just following the policy? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe, and if you want more stories like this, head over to whatstrending.com.